Hello and welcome to your daily astrology and tarot horoscope for today, Tuesday, September 2nd, 2014. And the planet of the day is Mars. Mars represents taking action and being assertive. If you've watched my weekly tarot reading that I always set up before I do these videos, the Tuesday card of the day is the Outsider. So the important thing that I'd like to remind you to do with Mars is get out of your head. I mean, this is an Earth card because it's a 5 of rainbows in the Osho Zen Tarot deck. But with Tuesday, with having that Mars energy, if you get some of those social things going on, you get invited to something and there's really nothing that important holding you back, don't hold yourself back. Just be going for things. Allow yourself to be invited. Allow yourself to remember that you're not locked behind this unlocked lock on the gate. You know, this child is looking in, and it's hard to show in this picture, but that lock is truly not latched. It's a thinking that you're being left out. So just remember to take action, and if if something kind of strange is coming up that's not normal, like you're being invited to something and it's with someone that you normally wouldn't do, just don't allow yourself to be an outsider today. Take the right action. Mars wants to go for it. So embody that energy. As you can tell, I've already done the Osho Zen card of the day, which is the 5. I'm thinking because Monday was this comparison card of clouds, and when you've got 2 5s in a row, in astrology, 5 represents fun and creativity. I don't think it's necessarily a bad card in numerology, but it just seems like all these cards are about sort of false limits that we put on ourselves. And so with Monday and Tuesday, just think of how we're falsely limiting ourselves. Think of things that pop up that are just sort of like of the mind, or not really aligning with reality, but just kind of stressing us out, because those are really trivial. The end of the week is leading up to something better. If you watch the tarot video, we're getting the Master card, which is sort of like a guardian angel card, and we're having the 3 of the major arcana deck. So I mean, the week is going to be wrapping up just fine, but kind of like the last few weeks there. It's started slowly, it's starting a little bit stressful, starting a little bit at these head trips. So everything should be fine come Tuesday. Just take your direct Mars action and you'll be fine. When it comes to, I've been loving doing these wild unknown tarot readings as well, so let's just add a card to the reading today. It's really hard when I do the astrology videos because it's a predictive thing in a way. You're seeing the energies of the planets align, and so I think the benefit is just knowing where the planets are on a daily basis. So I think that's a benefit to watch these videos. But how does it really transpire in a chart? I know 2 people who went through that Mars-Saturn transit in their 12th house, and they are just being bombarded with bullhucky. And I don't even know if it's making any major aspects to any planets. It's just the fact that their 12th house energy is that Scorpio energy, and then Mars and Saturn are duking it out, and Mars is like really wanting to take action, and then Saturn's coming in and pulling the brakes. Unless you're super aligned with Saturn and you're able to be structured and methodical, then you can use that martial energy to charge ahead into your already organized system. But if you're disorganized in any way, it will surely bombard you. So without knowing where these things are playing in your house, it's really hard for you to really get the full benefit of these predictive techniques. I really encourage you to get your chart done, or to have a friend pull up your chart, or do a free website. You can get a chart with me if you want. These are cycles. What ends up happening with a lot of cycles is people have these bad events that last for a couple months even sometimes, and then they think, I am just this way. Or, this has been going on for 3 years, like something like a progressed, second progressed moon. I'm seeing somebody, it's lasting for 3 years for them, and it's like your progressed moon phase is lasting a really long time, and it's a kind of the slower one that's immediately impactful, and you can get away with thinking that you're just a certain way. And what astrology reminds us is we're going through these cycles, and you're not just that way. You're just going to experience this energy over and over and over for a while. And secondly, there's an end to it, so you're going to be able to reemerge from this with refreshed, renewed ideas. And third, What is that energy, even if it's a time of hiding away, a time of like more inward meditation, if it's one of those closed off times, what is it all leading to? And astrology helps answer those questions. So the Wild Unknown card for Tuesday, September 2nd, is the Ace of Wands. Oh my gosh. That's fire. It's another fire card. I don't know why I'm saying another, but the Ace of Wands to me just represents a blessed beginning, a blessed new venture. You have the energy, you have the strength, you have the power, you have the drive, but it's, you can have all those things and you could be applying it in the wrong way. This is that you're applying it in the right way. So I just think things are going on in our 9-to-5 jobs right now. If you're watching this video right now and this is synchronistic message for you, there's something more powerful you're working on. There's something more powerful than being the outsider. There's something more powerful than even the Mars energy. That you're doing something meaningful, and it's blessed. I just have to ask you, what is that thing that you're doing right now? What is that thing that you're ignoring? Because if you can apply this to it, it's going to be very successful. So. It's so weird because a lot of these things, a lot of people dismiss predictive work and divination as parlor tricks. And I don't know, it's just like, to me, a reading is all about how do you really judge if a reading's correct or not. And you really have to ask when you're doing tarot readings or when you're getting your astrology readings, you really have to ask questions of the person who's doing readings for you. Very intentful questions. Meaning not just passive questions like, tell me about my love life. You can do that, and that's fine. I'm not saying anything. There's really nothing wrong against it, but sometimes if you ask the cards what's going on with my love life, they'll just play out the situation as is. It's going bad. You haven't healed your heart yet. You'll get these readings that are just like that, and they don't really, because you haven't told the universe what your intent was, they can't give you any information of how to approach it because you're not telling the universe you want to change it. You're just saying, what is my love life? So you've got to ask the more intentful questions like, how can I find that wonderful committed relationship I'm looking for? Then you pull the cards, because right in that question is the intent. You want a loving, committed relationship. And then it will give you advice, it'll give you ideas, it'll give you energies. And those might be bad as well, but there's usually a bit more advice and more things that you could realign and fix. It actually invites you to use your free will to do something. And all of this stuff is about aligning with your free will and kind of remembering that you have something, there is a symbolic language, and there is this other, this illogical way of approaching things that yields tremendous and powerful and healing results. You've just got to learn how to align with the signs. And you've got to make sure that your intentions are very, very clear. And if you do that, astrology and tarot can be very powerful for you. So now we got to go into the astrology reading. One of the biggest things that's going on this Tuesday, September 2nd, 2014, is the Sun trining Pluto. Right? Yeah. The Sun is in 10 degrees of Virgo, and Pluto is in 11 degrees of Capricorn retrograde. So it's kind of applying. They're really, really applying right now. So when I see something like this, what I see is this is huge transformation. It's easy flowing energy to each other. They're easily communicating and stimulating each other. Pluto is all about death, birth, regeneration. It's powerful. It's nuclear power. If you can hone nuclear power to send spaceships all the way through galaxies, but you can also use nuclear power to blow up an entire planet. So what's going to be happening is how we shine. We're going to be shining in a way that's more revolutionary. There's going to be more energy lent to wanting to change things, but in a tangible, earthy way. These are both very earth and practical signs. So, Pluto is in the cardinal earth sign of Capricorn, which is an instigator, and the Sun is more mutable. So the Sun is going to be listening a little bit more intently. The Sun is going to be more flexible in how it listens to the energy of Pluto and where it wants to go. So if you're being hit with this energy at all, just pay attention. This is at 10 degrees of the Earth signs. If you have anything going on there, Just see what insights you're getting today. See what energy you have today. See what ways you should be using your power. And if you use Pluto power for the benefit of all, it can be miraculous. If you use Pluto power in a way that it's not supposed to be used, Pluto will let you know. So that's one of the biggest transits that's going on today, this Tuesday. The other thing is I pulled the chart for my workday, so I pulled it at 7 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And at 7 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, Mercury is now at 0 degrees of Libra. So Mercury's just gone into an air sign where it likes to communicate. The thing about Libra energy is Libra is very fair and just. Libra is not social to just be social. Libra is social to bring social conscious to situations and very balanced and fairness to situations. So think about that with your communications today. That's the energy that's available there. One great thing that's going on for people is the fact that that Saturn-Mars conjunction is now just moving away. Saturn is at 18 degrees of Scorpio, and Mars is now at 22 degrees of Scorpio. And I believe by September 15, in about 2 weeks, Mars will finally be in Sagittarius, and all that like hoopla and that crap you're experiencing from that conjunction, if you're experiencing it in any really intense way, should be kind of resolved and out of the picture by then. So that's just something to keep in mind. Anything else major? I try not to overthink these readings. I try to just extemporaneously look at what's going on and give you what I see. I'm not, there's been a lot of things I've covered a million times in these transits. Just the fact that we're kind of getting away from this Leo energy slightly as we're moving into that more earthy energy of Virgo, because all the planets kind of were in Leo and kind of getting clustered in there. And it was a lot of fire water energy. Now we're getting into this earthy time where it's more practical, more meaningful, and more things to do. So just think about being practical. Think about doing earthy things. And I just hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. Thanks.